Okay, guys, back up live. Um, and currently, right now, the banner is moving along. It is coming up. And- so this is the kickoff for the march going on right now. Okay.
Everybody behind the front banner. If you're going in the march, read behind the front banner.
All these racist ass cops, we don't need them, need them.
We need you guys to keep it moving. We need you guys to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Okay, so we're moving along. It's getting off to a bumpy road because everyone's getting used to moving along. Everyone needs to photo and move. Now they're not used to doing that. So the march has kicked off. Remember Reclaim Pride, hashtag Reclaim Pride 2019. Ideally, this will make a major statement. A lot of you have been following stuff from last year during the initial HOP meeting at the community center. Everyone that was involved last year, remember the over-policing, the barricades. Those were a lot of the issues that we had. And a lot's actually been done since then. A lot has actually been done since last year. A lot of the... I actually am, and I'm also with the coalition since it began. No, I understand. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
I'm trying to be back out of that so no one can say anything. The thing is, I'm used to these, so I know I gotta keep moving. Some people, they stop too close. Yeah, this is... The momentum kept building up since last year. A lot of outreach had been done, not just to groups here in the U.S., but also overseas. A lot of endorsements came in, especially since around February, March. A lot of press actually started picking up on Reclaim Pride over the last 2 months, and a lot of articles started kicking in. Ideally, this is the first one, and will be happening every single year. Again, I do have an issue with the barricades, which is one of the things. You won't find any bands here, wristbands, you know. Moving, and come on. Okay, so as you can see, the march is stretching way back. I'm trying to keep somewhat of a distance. You have some experienced photographers and people who are used to large marches, and then you have those that aren't. The ones that have experience know how to move with the march, where those who don't have this tendency to just
So many yellers.
block away too much.
Bossy people.
You have to develop a flow when a march is going on, just so that you can respect their ability to keep moving and moving forward. And if you're checking, okay, so as you can see, there's right now, currently right up in front. As we get forward, and ideally if the street is spaced out, that's when I'll have more of an ability to sort of like move through the entire march as I normally do. But it's going to be a wait and see right now. And unfortunately, I didn't get down here in time to go and check out the 6th or any of the streets. Normally I would check out the route, and I was actually checking stuff yesterday, but this morning I didn't actually get down here in time to see how things are going. Yeah, streets are lined up for everything.
Oh yeah, girl.
Guys.
Okay, please.
Appreciate it. Guys.
Slow.
This is always a thing where it's like, people need to get certain photos and stuff, but they have a tendency to actually stop the march. And the reality is, if you're going to get photos, you want to get the march moving. You get better photos that way because it's just more active. And that's coming from someone who's an actual news photographer and a documentarian, not just with video but with photos. So sometimes, if people need to back up, they can't. If they let the thing flow, they'll end up with a lot more creative vision. Okay. Since I know that there is more room up there, I'm going to go ahead and just let you guys get a side view real quick. So you have one actually, which is nice, keeping everything moving. Left, right. I'm going to run up front again, but I wanted to give you at least a little view of everything as it's going along. Again, if everyone could go ahead and share this out, invite your friends. I'm going to run up in a second to 6th, which I'm doing now, because until the march is spread out, I don't want to get too far behind. Again, because I don't know what they're doing up here. Come on. Come on, guys. Okay, guys. See. Okay.
Front end. Let's see what's coming out.
Okay. Until the march spreads out, I'm just going to move quickly. Ideally, once it hits 6, it'll spread out, and then I can go ahead and actually get a lot better visual of all the groups taking part. Yeah, so share it out with on the pages you're on. Go ahead and share it out with any of the groups that you're on. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and invite your friends. What I don't use a lot, but a lot of you can use, is if you click on share, I think it is, you can actually set it up as a watch party. So if you have some friends and you want to go ahead and click share and then watch party, it's a great way to actually go ahead and get more people watching. Any of the groups you're involved in, definitely use their hashtag if they're out here. How's it go? Always. It's a great. So, use out here. Oh, no. I hope not. I really hope not. That's something I didn't think about. But yeah, the idea of a counter protest being embedded, that is always a possibility. Last night or the night before, I was over by Columbus Circle and I saw a big SUV with Trump stickers and everything on it heading downtown. And that was right after the drag march and stuff. So I know that they're in town, and for that RV to be in town, they're specifically in here for all the events that have been going on. I haven't seen them around any of the events, but they are around, so we'll see. Okay, so right now we're right before 6th Avenue. As you can see by the library. And this little street over here is where I had my first apartment here in New York City. Right down that street at the second door from the end, up on the second floor. Second floor. In the back is where my first apartment was in Manhattan. I paid $1,100 and something a month. It was a small studio, small one bedroom. But yeah, I haven't checked how much they are now, but that was definitely an experience at the time. I happened to be running my computer business at the time, so I was able to do it. I doubt I could afford to move in there now. Okay, so we're going up to 6. So as things open up, I'll definitely be able to give people a better view of everything that's going on. Okay, so it looks as if... Okay, you have the scooters and stuff down here. It looks like the march has the left side of the street going down. But they're also still allowing the traffic to flow on the right side of the road. Okay, so we're at 6th and 10th right now. Hey, thanks everyone tuning in. I know attendance is for a lot of times for this to actually be picked up and a lot of people to see it afterwards. Again, on Twitter as well as here on Facebook. So you can actually pick it up on any of the streams. It will definitely be backed up on YouTube. I know that becomes active later on during the day as it progresses. Hey, Susie. The only thing, I'm having an issue with is it's hard to directly invite people unless you create a watch party, which not sure how that will interact. What did I think about that? Okay, everyone, Okay, so they're not actually doing as
Can I get you to do that again? Point at me. Oh, he did it. Give me 3 seconds.
Hey, Nancy. Okay, we're moving up 6 now, and as we're here, it does seem as if it's opened up a little bit, which is good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to get a better view now of everything. Again, like I said, what happens is a lot of people who aren't used to marches sort of like bunch up right in front of the march to get photos and stuff instead of realizing they need to give it some room in order to get the best photos and actually good video. The fact that, I can get good photos, good videos by moving around. Eric McGregor can, Sue Bitts. I mean, a host of people we know are just used to being involved in the stuff. And they don't seem to have an issue, but they also have the experience of working with the larger groups. Okay, so all the barricades were down at the beginning of the march. It seems like there aren't all the barricades at this point, and I'm at West 11th right now, so there are there are no barricades right here right now, but the first part of the march did have, so they did have all of the stuff that was out here at that point, but there are no barricades here, so it's a good thing. I mean, my concern was that there were going to be barricades going all the way up, which is, like I'm reiterating, that was one of the huge issues. in addition to the over-policing and the corporatization of Pride. And I know somewhere in there is the original HOP meeting. And in that original meeting, it's like during that time when they have the meeting, I basically said that, if the NYPD isn't going to let people march the direction they need to just keep going. And after that meeting is when basically the kickoff for this picked up momentum. No, they have time. No, they can actually go. So as you can see, the march is stretching all the way around 10th. My guess is that it's going all the way back, all the way to Christopher even right now. There's a ton of people out here. Again, more than probably was initially expected, which is a good thing. Okay, so as you can see, it's still moving forward. Mixture of signs. A lot of groups came together to help lend momentum to this. Activists from all over. Original march, June 28th, 1970. Gay Liberation Day, Gay Liberation Front. Revolt Against Hate, Revolting Lesbians. If you don't know, you need to actually look them up. It's an amazing group with some amazing organizers and people involved. If you're interested in getting involved, connect with them. Like I said, look up online on Facebook. Find out more about the group, but if you're looking to get involved, they're more than welcoming to people coming on board and, helping out. Okay, I'm not going to let myself get too far behind as I'm doing this. The main reason is I have to go ahead and do this anyway, just because friends of mine doing this. So, again, go ahead and share it out. If you're in here for Pride today, and you're already awake and having breakfast, and you hear a ruckus going on outside, this is what's happening. Granted, there is the Pride March later today, but I would advise you to come on out to this march. If you want to know what it's like to march on the original route, part of a resistance against the corporatization of Pride, then...
How are ya?
Good. I thought you were out in New York, or did you come back?
No, Richard is moving.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of hiking, but no. Richard should be coming. There he is.
Okay.
I want to catch up to the music and do
Go
some-
ahead. You're like, yeah, only like half a block from now. Okay, we're out here. Pella is streaming, so if you want to...
You talk too much on your live stream, Apollo.
What was that?
People like it when they talk on the live stream.
Fucking thing, okay?
See, he's too angry. I don't know what it is. He's angry about everything.
Even live streams.
Yeah.
How can you complain about live streams?
Oh.
Are you making money off of me right now?
Well, I just made 50
Brandon,
cents.
I got to kiss Ann Northrup, so my day is set. My day is so set.
Crumble those out to guys.
No, I know. I got the vintage tea going and everything. This was at Ashes.
Oh, God. Wow.
I got attacked by a mountain horse.
Oh, God.
The horses don't step on people, but sometimes they do.
That was terrific. I also got a lung full of somebody else's.
Okay. I know this is here.
Fight back! And act up! Act up! Act up! Act up! Act up! Act
Okay. Like I said, Pella's streaming from here with Act Up and some of the other groups. I'm going to be running back and forth as normal. And I also know that the Reclaim Pride Coalition, they also have a stream going as well. And I didn't go ahead and check on that, and I was supposed to do that, so I apologize. But I'm going to run up front because I want to see what's going on at the front part. And you know, one of the main things that's going on, I just want to check out. And again, keep in mind, right now I'm streaming not just Facebook, but also to Twitter. And the app I'm using, I don't actually see the chat on. So if I don't reply to questions because I don't see it, I am checking it on my other phone from time to time. So I will check some of it from time to time, but it just depends on how things are going. No, it's understandable, Sarah. It's a lot. That's the sentiment. If any of you remember any of the meetings, that was one of the things that initially was talked about, especially by those that were there during the first 10 years of the marches or the first 5 years of the marches, how easy it was for people to just join in the march before they had all the barricades. People could join where they felt comfortable when they wanted to. You had people who came out for the first time, people who had came to New York for Pride. That was stopped once they started having all of the barricades that prevented people from just joining in. The idea it's supposed to be an environment in which, you can just jump into the march at any point. It's sort of like you may love this, but you didn't feel comfortable enough jumping in. But then you see another group and you decide to jump in. That was always an option until it became over policed and over barricaded. I'm going to be, like I said, shifting back and forth. We're now up around 14. And as you can see, there are tons and tons of people along the side. The more people realize that Reclaim Pride is taking place, more and more people are, coming outside. So again, like I said, share this out. Share out information regarding Reclaim Pride, the march, and everything else going on. If people are in New York right now, if they've just gotten up for breakfast or whatever, and they're thinking about the Pride later today, if you're around, come on down to this. It's time to take a stand. Nothing against joining in the other march, but this is in response to a lot of the stuff that had been allowed to happen, and something that needed to take place.
Move to the side so they can spread out again, please.
Okay. At least now everyone's going to be able to spread out again, it seems, which is good. Or at least somewhat spread out. So, the library with the clock tower down there, you can see. As far as I know, the march is still stretching around 10th, going down that way. Okay. And I will say it's nice.
Move the front. Alexis, move the front. Fuck your rainbow merchandise. Fuck your rainbow merchandise.
Nice.
Fuck your rainbow merchandise.
what they're chanting, which I agree 100% with, is fuck your rainbow merchandise. Sanctifying the march and the route, which is nice. I've had an issue over the last few days where I see a lot of people just going with the merchandise, and it's like I have nothing against people, vendors on the street needing to make money, make a living. I understand that, but making money off of something that's against repression. And one of the main things was the over-corporatization of the march itself. Over-corporatization of the march. I'm sort of torn. Like I said, I know some people, they make their living by doing merchandise on different things, but it seems to just turn everything into a commodity as opposed to the fight that's been going on and has never ended. In reality, it shouldn't end. We should have learned that experience based on everything that's happening now in the United States and the world. It's an ongoing fight, and as soon as you start to relax, you find yourself back where you started in fights that we should not have to be having today. There are certain things we should not have to be fighting for. And if you think everything is hunky-dory, perfect, then you haven't been paying attention. Okay, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the march is still stretched back around the corner at 10. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the march is still turning at 10. So I would put it at. Yes. Okay. Okay, so everything, Stonewall Heroes, thank you, all of us. There was actually a good documentary, and I think it's on PBS, but I saw it over at Washington Square Park the other night, or at least part of it, and I'm pretty sure it's the same one that was shown a few other places. Regarding about that night in 1970 at Stonewall. So if you haven't seen it, definitely say check it out. I'm going to swing back down a little bit just because I want to go ahead and see, make sure that everything's okay. Okay, double check more time. 6:30. Forward. Nice. Cool.
When you're done with those, can I take them home? Guys.
Alright.
Can I take a photo?
At 14th, the front of the march is at like 6th and 17th right now. This group is just passing 14th. And again, the march is still stretching back. So it's all over. And again, normally I'd be inviting friends if I was just doing Facebook directly. I have that option there. I'm trying to see if there's an option just to go ahead and invite friends, and I don't really see that. I'm going to try starting what they have here called a watch party, and just see how that goes. Or see if it interferes with any other stuff going on. I don't think it will. Okay, I don't think that's going to work while I'm streaming. So definitely go ahead and invite your friends. Get people to jump on board. Definitely. I'm going to see if it allows me to... Well, I'm actually going to share it out to some of the... Yeah, I'm not seeing... Okay, I see what it is. Let me try something here. Okay, now I know what was going on. I wasn't connected. So, let's see if we can recorrect. Okay. Okay, right now the march should be somewhere around 20th and 6th, and it's still stretching all the way back. My guess is it's still stretching all the way back to 10th and the library down there. Yeah, I see banners and signs all the way back at 10th and 6th right now. So it's stretching at least from 10th around the corner and back down all the way up to like West 20th. And I'm actually working my way up there right now. Thanks for all the thumbs up, everyone. I'm slowly actually being able to check in on the chats. Like I said, again, I'm working on the other phone as I'm doing this. Backed up. Act up! 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 Act up!
Healthcare is right. Healthcare is right.
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 Act up!
Healthcare is right. Healthcare is right. Healthcare is right. Healthcare is right.
Good. Good to have the Okay. That was my little participation. Like I said, it's like I have to cover what ACT UP's doing always. There's no way I can ignore that. I'm gonna have to. Okay, I'm gonna try and get a quick photo share here as well. Can't actually figure out how to send this photo in here. I'll add it in later then. Act up, fight back. Hi, Ben. Hi, Ben. Hey, Sharon. Really, William? Okay, so I see it's still stretching back to 10th. I see the Veterans for Peace banners actually there. So yeah, it's still reaching back to 10th, but I think that's the last portion of it, I think. Because more people seem to just keep joining in as the march is going. So it is stretching back. Okay, I need to jump on the other side, so... And at least the march is spread out, which is good. It's one of the things that needed to happen. I'm not a big barricade or anything else fan, so what I'm looking at on this side, yeah, you've got the scooters going towards the back, so just keeping an eye to see what's actually going on. And there's also a little shade on this side, so. Okay, looking up front. Yeah, I have a debate because I'm looking, knowing that I'm seeing one part of the march up by 20th, but I would think that there's more of march contingent further up. And I could be wrong on that, but I know normally if you were watching on TV, you'd have a stationary stream or television view of the march with the random interviews, which I will actually get around to doing most likely today. But right now I just want to keep an eye on some of this stuff for the first portion. The interesting thing is you have like one scooter up here, second scooter right here, and the rest of the scooters right within one specific area back there. So we did a march actually, I'm thinking Labor Day, but it wasn't Labor Day. It was another one from Union Square, and we marched downtown. But at one point, you had all the police basically focused on one group. It's not doing anything. It's like you have a shit ton of people. So. Okay. Okay, so you have the one or two up there. Okay. No, now I got an idea of what's happening. So I need to keep an eye on stuff for a little bit. There's a point at which you have to keep the resistance up. Contractor personnel. As opposed to pretending that you don't see it. Please. Fucking take a look for once.
Is this supposed to happen?
You know, if someone fucking Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm just sort of like. Yeah, I've been streaming it from the beginning. It had barricades, but as they passed, like 13, there was no barricade. You homes along there, but I've been running back and forth. Are there any specific you want? Do you want to go to the Okay. Well, they were giving me when I was downtown initially, so, and I know sometimes, yeah, I figured this way you had one. Revolting Lesbians. In back of there, if you're looking to back up, Oregonian Square is Lowe's Bridge. Right in back of that with the backed up, which is back there, so there's a whole group. Is the phone holding the power? Okay, I know the internet is everything, but I just, as long as it's holding the charge, please. Okay. So you have drummers of all ages out here right now. I didn't see them up front, so they have to be either right where Act Up. In the back is Sections for Peace. So somewhere between Act Up, which is right in back of them, it's got to be Judson. And I'm going to walk back anyway. If I see them, I will, as I'm working forward, let you know so you're not running all. Okay.
We voted him off and we were like so like.
Okay, I see resist. Okay, resist. Okay, so right now I'm basically checking out for a few people. So right now, what?
Like the haircut.
I broke down because normally the barber school is like $8-9, but they moved and then I broke down to one over where we were doing our price and it's over $20. But
Damn.
yeah,
Looking good.
yeah, and it was getting too hot.
It's a summer day.
Everyone I know is getting haircuts this week, it seems. So, thank you. Okay. So, if anyone is watching any of the other streams and you've seen like Judson Memorial, let me know. Because a couple of people are looking for Judson Memorial, so if you see them, know of their, if they're here, let me know. Veterans for Peace. Okay, this is going towards the back of the march. And again, this is towards the, going towards the back portion of the march, which, yeah, is actually still stretching down there close to 14. So, good. I appreciate. Okay. So the march is extending all the way back down. Yeah, definitely past 14th, and probably still at 10th. Yeah, it's definitely past 14th, the march, and the front part of the march is, yeah, at 20-something going up towards 30th. And basically, I am checking to see if Judson is anywhere around. Socialist feminist.
Liberation, not corporations. Liberation, not corporations. Liberation, not corporations.
Psychoanalysis pride. Okay, I'm checking. At least it's spread out back here. I see. Okay, so yeah, the march is actually still extending all the way down to 10th, which means people are still coming up out of Judson. I see Gays Against Guns back there. So you have to figure it's still going from Christopher Street, Sheridan Square, and people are still marching up. The front of the march is actually up by, I'll be fair, 26. So you're looking at over 20 blocks, at least 20 blocks of people that are out here. Okay, right now, doing a quick check to see if there are any posts.
R Street! R Street!
Okay, right now I'm not seeing anything from Judson, so I'm not sure exactly where they are. Even though the march seems to be spaced out a little bit at 1 or 2 points, it is moving along at a good pace. So, yeah, it's interesting. I walked way back. I didn't see them, but it's still stretching back to 10th, which is a lot more. It's like more people keep coming than were there when I got there at like 8:30.
I'm probably just gonna like see everybody and then
Do you have your Metro Unlimited or Sorry, guys. It's weekly, and it should be good for at least 3 more days or 4 more days. So you won't have to spend money or putting money on. Okay, so at the March button top.
hello. Hey.
Okay. Yeah. Right now, figure the march extends up to like 30th. Still back down, which gives you about 20 plus blocks of people in this total march. There were cones initially along, but those have been moved out of the way as people have been going along. I haven't seen barricades up at this portion. Like I said, the barricades sort of like disappeared after 13th or 12th. As you can see, folks down here are leading on up or doing a little, not the equivalent of a die-in, but I'll say the equivalent of a die-in. So. Don't forget July 4th, everyone. Ideally, I'll be in DC. It'll be July 4th, 5th, 6th. If you're going to be down there, hit me up. Let me know. There's going to be a lot of options going on. Those within the group, in my group, hit me up if you're planning to go down there or need to be able to get there. A way to try and work something out, but you definitely want to be by the 4th is some of the stuff, and then the 6th a little more on the ground type action stuff. So yeah, that's another thing. Everyone that's not just on the Reclaim Pride, but on the Pride March, if you're watching, be safe out there this week. It's important. So all of this has actually built up momentum, a work in progress since last year at this time, after the HOP meeting in June, I think it was. After that, sort of like the major momentum started building on the necessity for an alternative march, and it's just been an ongoing growth from there. And Gays Against Guns are coming up, so I'm assuming they want the distance, possibly for something else that's going to be going on. And it seems to be a more silent portion of the march. Okay, so this portion is the ending portion of the March to Last groups on this side. What I'm going to end up doing is working my way up to the front of the march once again, and then try and go from there. And then, yeah, I'll keep up with some of the stuff. I know that they're going to go ahead and hit up Bryant Park, and then Central Park. I won't be at Central Park. Just got a feeling it would just be too depressing for me for a lot of reasons. So, yeah. But yeah, the event's gonna be taking place up there. It's gonna be a ton of people. If I do go up there, it's gonna be to swing by only because a couple of people asked me to come up and get some photos of their group. So it's gonna be a good thing. AIDS is not over. And the last part, Liberation March, nice. And the last of the buses. And the Senior Care Emergency Service, and then the last group's marching in the back here. So if we're at 20th or 20 something, this march is reaching about 30 blocks as far as that goes. And she's just gonna, are you gonna, I know you're busy. Are you gonna run up to the train or? Are you gonna run up? No, I couldn't hear. I'm not interested in doing it really. I didn't hear. Okay, I'm not overdoing it. Oh no, I know. I'm not saying it that way. I was just asking if you were doing it now. I'm sorry. Do you have money on your card or any of that stuff?
Right now, no, I don't know. I don't think I bought the card, but Peter has money. Then you're able to see me.
Okay. Do you need money with you right now? Sure. I'll put something on it anyway, so if you have the card or when you get it, you can use it. Okay, guys. Gonna work my way on up to see how things are going. Again, it should be reaching up to like 30th. Where are we at? 23rd. So if I estimated about 20, it should be all the way up to Bryant Park right now. So So again, you have those days in which are those days or moments when I say, yeah, it's not a good day to for anyone mess with me. Today is one of those days, one of those moments. Earlier maybe, but yeah, right now, nah. But it's always okay. Always will be okay. Okay, so I'm gonna work my way up to the front again. Also, check some of the conversations on the thread since I haven't been paying attention to it. That's assuming I'm still connected, which it looks like it is. So. Okay, so it looks like okay, so it is connected.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I know that I'm picking up connection right now, so this shouldn't be so much of an issue. Excuse me. Okay, again, I'm working my way back up to the front of the march. Yeah, the march itself is a lot larger than anticipated. Yeah, the avoidance, as we're coming up, you can see some of the floats that are out here. 100 NFL. Anyway, locations where they have like all the floats ready for the other Pride March. So Queenie is everywhere. Okay, if I'm just reaching up to where Veterans for Peace are, figure at least an additional 20 blocks forward. So in reality, I'd put the front of the march, at somewhere at 40 something, or at least depending on how the crowd's spaced out, 40 to 50. So we'll see how that is. Okay. Yeah, and if it seems like I'm moving a little fast, probably because I actually am. Like I said, things are way up front, so I'm basically working to get up front as quickly as possible. Okay, so basically over at 32nd, moving on to 33rd. Right now. Come on. So basically right now, ideally I'm getting ready to check the stream. It's like using the one I'm streaming with as a hotspot also for the other phone. So give or take whether or not it picks up and reads everything. And it's kind of hard to tell to an extent here. So basically right now, I'm relying on everyone out there to keep sharing everything out, as well as keep the dialogue going. Okay, so everyone. Okay, so basically everything's up here at 34th. So yeah, my estimates of how far up are definitely. And I'm realizing basically it's been streaming for the last hour and a half, or an hour 34 minutes 54 seconds. So So at times anywhere from about 20 blocks. So there's about a 20 block length of the march. It just depends on how many people are out here, how the groups are spaced out. Beyond that, it's actually been going along great. There you go. That is basically the statement. That is part. It's not just corporate pride, but it was the over-policing that got everything going. So it's the momentum has actually built up. I've been in and out of here. I understand, but it's like I'm always someone on the Reclaim Pride media has to be out here to cover it up front. So,
and we're still trying to facilitate.
I understand that. I understand.
It's not just about.
Oh no, I understand. Okay. I do. I understand that better than you think.
Watch your back.
I got it. Okay. Before I was interrupted, the part that they were chanting was "fuck corporate pride," and that was one of the main things in the initial meetings. That was in the initial discussions, the over-corporatization. Another one which I've heard from other groups, and I may not have been up here when they were mentioning, but it was also the over-policing of the marches which were taking place. The people doing the marches, keeping the pace, and are doing a great job. But they've got to understand, I'm going to be in and out no matter what. I have my own resistance when it comes to stuff. I'm going to document it no matter what. I will not interrupt or stop the flow. But, you know how I am. I just, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. As long as it doesn't interfere with what they're doing, I'm going to be moving. If it gets too crowded with other people trying to jump in here, I will get out of it. But right now, it's totally open, so... Okay, so everything is moving along good. If it seems like it gets to that, it's not. Like I've mentioned on here, all the initial meetings about this march, I was there. I've been following everything related to it since its beginning. It's just that, as you know, it's like I end up covering a shit ton of stuff. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to sit in on a lot of the physical meetings. So, you also have to remember is that if you have a contingent up front with banners and stuff, it's nice to have the people providing space, but from time to time you need to have people that are actually up front without any obstructed view. One, it's a great visual. I'm not doing photography today, but even for photographers to not have people blocking their view is important. It's the way to share the momentum. And the idea is to have this march again next year. It's like, no, I understand. Okay, I know you're saying that, and I respect what you're doing, and I'm not trying to argue. But it's like the initial organizing of this, I've been on that since the beginning. I'll be in and out, but I won't.
Alexis and Jamie know that you're here.
I won't be. Anyone that was involved in the actual organizing of recent will know. I'm not going to block this stuff out, but when I have enough space, I'll jump in and then back out.
Right, we appreciate it.
I'm saying it's like I'm not trying.
We understand. That's just
No, my thing is at one point you had so many media people in front, and I'm trying to like show it out. And it's like it's also going on the Reclaim Pride Facebook page and stuff. So
come join us behind the banner. Come join us.
And thank you for talking to me as opposed to it happens. You know what I'm saying. So I appreciate that. Okay, so you have the march. Right now it's going, where are we at? At 37. So as it's moving, it's got to be about so it has to be stretching at least about 25 blocks back. It seems like this week I've gotten into more debates or whatever, which is always interesting to me. I mean, because anyone who is involved in resistance is always going to have an element of resistance when they're pushed back. So, you know, it's like I was telling them over there. I respect what they're doing, but it's not like I'm going to be jumping through hoops. There was a reason behind why the resistance to the pride that's been going on for God knows how long at this point. So when I get that resistance from here, I'm going to give pushback. It's just the natural thing. You're good. You're good.
Thank you.
Okay, so basically it's an hour and 50 minutes into the march since it kicked off. And actually, it was actually good timing because it's not as hot as it's going to be later today. And I remember some people said, well, it being early, I think being early was a good thing, and encouraged a lot more people to come out. Even though a lot of people were out last night, I encouraged a lot more people to come out and start their day off with the energy that they needed. Okay, so Currently, we're working our way up to Bryant Park, where a number of contingents are already in there. Right at this moment, go ahead and, any of the groups that are here or with Reclaim, I went ahead and shared it out to one or two related to this and Reclaim Pride discussion group and stuff. Go ahead and share it out on those groups as well as on the Queer Liberation March, 6/30/2019. Any pushback, you guys are going to hear me giving pushback. It's just me. You know that already. Okay, we're coming up on Bryant Park right now, which is between 40th and 42nd on 6th Avenue. So if you're in the area, you can connect up with the march, 6th Avenue at 42nd Bryant Park.
Stop talking.
I try to keep going.
Right from the beginning.
I stop off and on. What? Apollo.
I'm Norman Siegel.
Oh!
Nice to meet you.
I've seen you. God, you do great work. Thank you. Okay. Bryant Park right now.